There are a few things in this life that I truly enjoy, but shitty people getting exactly what they deserve. Man, it just makes you happy, doesn't it? Gold digger gets cheated on. All right, let's see how this dumbass bimbo got f***ed over. Let's see.
I don't know how to get spoiled by a man. I know that you guys need my help. That's why I'm here.
Right, the Wizard Liz is here to help women improve their relationships. As if there weren't enough low-quality people in the dating pool, we have the spoiled girly movement making things worse. A movement that is full of sex workers and rad femmes who hate men, so they have no problem abusing or manipulating them.
Make your man believe that either your friend, your sister, I don't know, some female in that you know is getting treated so well by her boyfriend, by her partner, by her husband. Oh, he just bought her this and that. See, how men are is competitive. They're very competitive. So if you tell a man that your friend is being taken care of like this, then their competitive nature comes up and they're like, okay, this is what I'm competing with.
Okay, if you want...
So they're teaching women how to gaslight their partners so they get undeserved special treatment. Here's a better idea. If you want your man to treat you well, then just treat him well. And then he'll treat you the way that you treat him. And if they don't, well, then just leave them. Is this how to be a professional gold digger? By the way, if you're dating someone who's only with you for your money, that's not a relationship. That's prolonged prostitution.
Want to compare me to other men and talk about how they're better than me,
At this point, just be a prostitute.
then I'm going to tell you about how all of your friends are more attractive than you, just so I can activate your competitive nature and turn you into the best version of yourself. So this is sort of the modus operandi of how these spoiled girly princess treatment channels like the Wizard Liz operate.
I swear to God, you look at this chick. You know what? Let's go to the zoom in here. You look at this chick, and you don't even see a human anymore. You just see a fucking lizard. The 2 pounds of foundation, right? The cosmetic nose surgery, the contouring on the nose to make it look smaller than it actually is. 3 pounds of fucking lip filler. Oh, and by the way, fellas, just letting you know, lip filler might look good. It's fucking terrible because when a woman has lip filler in, they can't suck your dick as hard. Otherwise, it might fuck up the filler. I mean, she looks more so like she's a lizard than she's a fucking human being at this point. I hate these fucking people who get this much surgery, who get this much cosmetics, and a 4 of 10 woman thinks they're a fucking 8 of 10. And I can also tell you by the arms, I guarantee you they got liposuction.
Liz operate. They run under the guise of women's self-improvement with videos like, study yourself to become confident, or how to become extremely seductive, which granted sometimes make decent points, but those decent points are mixed in with some of the most toxic relationship advice, where not only do people like the Wizard Liz make women undateable, but will also actively give advice designed to poison relationships that are already ongoing and may be perfectly fine.
And if you are already in a relationship and your partner, he didn't spoil you yet and you want him to start spoiling you, just tell him like, hey, I really would appreciate it if you gave me some money, like an allowance. Start small if he has.
Asking for a fucking allowance? How about you get a fucking job? What is this? Jesus. Holy shit.
Has never ever spoiled you. Like, oh, say like, oh, can you pay like for my car to get it fixed?
Oh, so you want a little allowance from your boyfriend like you're a 10-year-old. Okay, I'm a believer in equality, so if we're going to make the relationship completely transactional and I'm now required to do extra, what are you going to do extra in return? Nothing. The answer is nothing. These women think their presence around you is inherently valuable, so they shouldn't have to be pleasant or do anything nice for you if you get them that Gucci bag. And not to say that the manosphere doesn't preach similarly toxic relationship values under the guise of self-improvement content, but the problem with both is that they're lying to you and selling you a fantasy of what the opposite sex is like or should be like because they know it will make them money. In the case of the manosphere, women should permanently have their mouth sewed up and let you cheat on them all the time, and if you're a spoiled girly, then you need a golden retriever man who is in his divine masculine and showers you with money constantly. Well, here's your golden retriever.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
I've been pretty outspoken in multiple videos about how I think the gold digger trend is very toxic, is poisoning women, and is making them...
I find it very scary that it's being coined as the gold digger trend, as if this is happening en masse. And if it is, and I'm unaware, holy shit, what a horrifying time to be alive. Now, I'll be real. It is very aware, it is very apparent when a woman is only for a man for his money. And it is a very awful thing to see from the fucking outside. You know, how they're never happy to see them. They won't do anything unless they're getting something. They're walking around with like diamonds on their fucking neck. Their nails are always fucking done because they got paid for by the fucking salon. And don't get me wrong, there's bad men out there too, absolutely. That's not what the video's about. but man, this shit is horrifying.
Them not worth marrying or even asking out on a date. So in response to that, several months ago, women started going into my videos that were about the wizard Liz and said, "You're so wrong. Liz is engaged now and is about to get married. You're just jealous because she's happy."
This is not clickbait, it's very real. I am getting married and I am engaged. My fiance is Landon, born and raised in Texas, Dallas, Texas. He's 25, he's 1 month older than me. This situation just proves to me even more how I'm always being guided and how you have to look out for the signs in life and how manifestation and setting your energy on.
Oh my God. These fucking women and their manifestation talk. You got to speak it into reality, thifters. Oh my God. Like these people who go into their car and they listen to positive affirmations. By the way, this chick is 25. I thought this bitch was 40. Holy crap.
To something really attractive.
So she's engaged to a 25-year-old Texas guy named Landon, and they're such a great couple. Look, they film TikToks together. They also go on trips to Japan to see Jujutsu Kaisen, look at Hello Kitty merch, and shop at the Gucci store.
So me and Landon are shopping in Gucci right now. He said I can get whatever I want.
They also really
I'm sorry. If you are spending over $1,000 for an article of clothing or an accessory that has no innate resale value, you are fucking retarded. Jewelry is one thing. Like, okay, if you're buying like raw silver or raw gold, go for it. You can resell it, right? It always keeps its value, but it's like an investment. But like, why are you spending $8,000 on a purse? Are you really that desperate for this shit? Jesus.
seem to speak highly of each other.
The one thing I love the most about Landon is how smart he is. Like, this is no joke. His brain is like insane. If I were to describe a man...
Is this guy straight? Bro, this is the gayest fucking dude I've ever seen in my whole life.
that really knows how to be a man in a non-toxic way and knows how to respect a...
The fuck do you mean be a man in a non-toxic way? This to me just screams that this guy is a total fucking pussy. He's being a man in a non-toxic way, so he lets me fuck all the other dudes that I want. Okay, dude. It's just fucking so weird.
woman, I would literally describe you.
The Wizard Liz is the most beautiful girl in the entire world. Dad.
They look like they're perfect for each other, and the fans love it as we get to see a different side of Liz who is happy instead of stuck up and angry all the time like she usually is in her videos.
I want to film a TikTok.
Okay, whatever you do.
So, I have to introduce to you guys my current husband. So we met in...
Wait, your current husband?
Yes.
No, baby. No, I'm your forever husband.
No, that's factual. You have to talk factual because they don't understand, you know?
So
You have to
factual.
say like currently, right now.
But you're currently and forever my wife.
I mean, you can't argue with the results. She did end up getting married to her current husband. It looks like I've been wrong about the gold digger trend, and there are golden retriever guys out there who are in their perfect divine masculine, just waiting to swoop in and get a girl like Liz. And they've been married for a while at this point, so why don't we just take a look at Liz's Instagram and see how that's going. Here's a story that says, Landon decided to make a Snapchat account and reach out to a girl to meet up. He called the relationship fake. Meanwhile, my cats are with him in Dallas in our apartment, and oh, I'm 4 months pregnant. Wow, he made moves to cheat on her in record time. They weren't even together for a year. Liz found out because the girl Landon was texting contacted her, and the rest is history. At some point, the messages were posted to Landon's Instagram account. It's hard to tell what happened with high accuracy because these two keep deleting their social media posts, but I think people are saying that Liz got access to his account and then posted pictures of the girl's phone. The messages start out with Landon asking if this girl is still in Dallas. I'm guessing this is someone he has known for a while, and immediately she is standoffish. He then says, "Do you have plans?" and she responds with, "Aren't you married?" That's when he starts saying that the marriage is fake and he is looking for friends that are female to hang out with that he believes are single while Liz is away in a different country. Landon continues to spend several messages saying that he and Liz are not legally married, which I'm going to choose to believe because they didn't have a wedding. They haven't really talked about the marriage process at all. And Liz has been pretty open about the fact that she is okay with lying to people to boost her reputation.
Do not tell a man that your exes treated you badly. The way men think is, I have to do a little bit more than the ex. In that way, I'm like a little better. So if you tell him, oh, my ex used to beat me up and abuse me, then he will think, oh, okay, if I just don't abuse her, I'm the good guy, okay? So what I recommend
Now that I'm done processing that, fucking bitch, deserved.
you do is always tell him, oh yeah, my exes, they
Love
always
it.
take care of me. Like I was always
Hilarious.
taken care of, all these things. You have
Sorry, my brain was lagged out by the karmic justice.
to tell a man that. And maybe later down the line, when you're already in a relationship, you can tell him like how it really was if you want to tell about your exes and you can open up. But especially in the beginning stages when you guys are dating, do not say this.
Right, great. So you think it's okay to misrepresent yourself in a relationship until a person is too emotionally attached to say otherwise, and Landon just gave back the same energy that you give to men by misrepresenting himself until you had strong emotional attachments. That seems fair to me, but the fans are pretty upset about this whole thing.
I'm convinced that all men cheat at this point. Just woke up to the most devastating news. The wizard Liz just posted that her fiance, Landon, cheated on her while she is 4 months pregnant.
I'm so totally freaked out.
Oh my fucking God, I'm literally shaking. Like, fuck men at this point. Literally fuck men. Men literally have no boundaries.
Now, despite Liz's fans being upset, honestly, I have...
Listen, guys, I obviously don't condone cheating at all. But, you know, sometimes I don't blame people. You know what? I get it. Yeah. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know how it goes, man. You know how it goes.
no sympathy for her at all. I mean, I feel bad for the child that these two retards produced. I'm sorry that he or she now has to grow up in a broken family. But the reason I don't feel bad for Liz is because of all the terrible and sociopathic advice that she gives.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
that time she told her audience to break up with a guy if their relationship is too comfortable or too stable. Well, you wanted some instability and you're okay with lying to people, so this is what you get. Enjoy the chaos. Speaking of investment, Liz...
Break up if it gets too comfortable. Hey, if you're enjoying your relationship and you're happy being yourself with them, no matter what, you need to break up. That's psycho behavior. And that bitch has like millions of followers with women listening to them, bro. Holy shit.
goes on to say in her Instagram story that she will be selling her $100,000
Well, maybe if she manifested not getting cheated on more, it wouldn't have happened. Who knows? Maybe some more of her daily affirmations will help her feel better.
engagement ring. But to go even further, Liz edited some of the descriptions of her Instagram videos, and one of the edits says that he spent almost $1 million on her throughout the relationship. Holy shit. I believe they were together for only 10 months. I mean, who screwed over who? Not to say that cheating isn't bad, but I do want to point out the fact that Liz can just rattle off that number means she is constantly tallying up what people have done for her, and relationships to her are just completely transactional. And this favor counting is something that you can see her doing in a lot of her videos.
I used to also be the person where I go above and beyond for people's birthdays and whatever, and I really put so much effort into doing that. And then I realized when it comes to my birthday, these same friends of mine wouldn't do the same thing for me at all. Like, it was so disrespectful, and I felt so bad because I was like, I put so much effort into your birthday, you don't feel the same way about me.
Well, maybe that's because you're a bad judge of character and your friends are only keeping you around because you're using your husband for money and they know that. So they're using you the same way that you're using him because why wouldn't they? Maybe that's because you're a shitty fucking person. That might just be, you know, I hope that helps, right? But it's a little bit of a thing called karmic justice.
So I stopped doing that. Now I give them what they give me.
A little life advice, guys. If you only do things purely because you want something in return, then you're going to find yourself around a lot of shallow and awful people. Liz is very self-centered, and the reason she constantly complains about having bad relationship partners and bad friends is because she doesn't actually consider the needs of others. She only does things for people because she wants something from them. And this is what I mean when I say that Liz gives a lot of awful advice that will pathologize the audience into being terrible relationship material, or just flat out blackpill them with how people treat her because of her bad choices. When the reality is that the reason why this stuff happened to Liz is not because men are evil, it's because she's not that good of a partner or a friend from a moral standpoint, and because she is terrible at recognizing a number of red flags. In fact, originally I was going to say this stuff back when she announced the engagement, but I chose to make a video on a different gold digger named Manifestel instead. I typically don't like doing...
Oh, we got options, huh? Oh, we got options. That's great. That's great when we got... Which content creator gold digger we talking about today? Which one we sitting on?
Topics back to back that are too similar. That being said, there were just so many weird things about how Liz described Landon from a guy's perspective. But before we go back to the engagement video, let's talk about Landon's backstory. How did he get his money? Well, he began as a Minecraft YouTuber and then moved to Fortnite.
Stop. There's no way. This guy was a content creator? Oh my God. You dated a minor?
Minecraft YouTubing. Yep. That's an additional charge, buddy. Now we gotta charge you with cringe as well.
Let's just look at his most popular videos. And number 4, getting Pokemon the Galaxy skin in Fortnite from a few years back.
I'm gonna send it 15. I'm gonna say, hey, Pokey, I don't know if the dono will pop up, but I have a surprise for you. All right, so send it in the dono. Will this thing even pop up? Oh, I think that's my dono.
Hey, Pokey, DIDK, if this dono will pop up, but I have a surprise for you, carrot_carrot.
I'm dying of secondhand cringe here. He's all nervous about his donation, and she has a face that says WTF when she sees it. I know he's like 19 or 20 here, but he seems to still be buying women as his main strategy, so I think it's still relevant. This is so pathetic. He's supposed to be like friends with her, but he has to donate to her stream to get her attention before he can call her?
All right, so there's 2 ways I can give this to you. I can either, first way, I could log into your account, probably not the best thing, or I could mail it to you.
Okay,
I hate, how did anybody watch this fucking guy? This guy is one of the most punchable faces I have ever seen. I want to make it very clear, both these people suck ass. By the way, never date a content creator that has ADD content, Because an ADD content creator has an ADD lifestyle, and they'll get bored of you so goddamn fast, and they got to go on to the next. It is what it is.
It's better to mail it just because I don't know if it's. I don't want to get banned by Epic. I don't know if you're allowed to account share.
Could you send me your address? Would you mind?
Yes, I will message it to you right now.
Okay, awesome, dope. Wow, was I nervous, dude? I'm such a nervous wreck, man. Okay.
Liz, come on.
Oh my God, chat. Do you see it? Have you noticed the telltale sign that this guy is a fucking loser? You just spent $500 on getting the word Supreme written on your $5 sweater. What the fuck? Guys, if you own Supreme clothes, please resell them. It is not worth at all. Come on.
You got engaged to a tier 3 Pokemon simp? Holy shit. I thought she had high standards. I mean, it's not like she didn't know about this video. It's at the top of the list. I know how women like to become little detectives and snoop on the people they're in a relationship with, and I don't blame them for doing that. They're just trying to make sure they aren't dating some crazy stalker. But okay, now that we know a little bit more about Landon, let's talk about the obvious red flags. For starters, let's do some math. The relationship was roughly 10 months long, and she said she was 4 months pregnant, meaning they decided to have a baby after only dating for like 6 months. Like I said, these two are very stupid. This was a very irresponsible choice for two people who barely know each other. The second thing we can do some math on is the fact that the engagement was announced 7.5 months before the breakup.
6 months in? That means 5 months in, they got fucking preggo. Wait, no, it doesn't. That means 6 months. Okay, that's still insane, though. Bro, is it so hard to just get an IUD? Is it so hard to use a condom? Is it so hard to pull out? Bro, these people who so lackadaisically bring a life into this world, it's insane. And I guarantee you the woman was thinking, we need to have a baby so we can make content out of it.
Meaning they got engaged like 2 or so months after getting together. Now, let me clarify this for the normies who don't research TikTok for a living. There's this trend where TikTok girls say, if he wanted to, he would, which is sort of a way of shaming guys for being in a relationship for like 5 years without proposing. And I mean, fair enough, women shouldn't be burning major segments of their young life waiting for a ring. But oftentimes the if he wanted to, he would mentality.
Okay, I'm just gonna be 100%. If you are 18 and you start a relationship 4 or 5 years, y'all should be married by that point. Unless you don't believe in marriage, in which case, somebody explain that shit to me because I don't get it. I don't get it. You get a free tax write-off. You just get a prenup. Just get a prenup and then get the free tax benefits. It's really that easy. Once again, you can do whatever you want. If you're 30, you need to begin that relationship, and within 2 weeks, or maybe even when y'all just even early on, you need to set your expectations for what you think is going to happen in this relationship and why you're getting together. Because I'll be real, man, TikTok. Just say, hey, letting you know, this is where my head's at. I want to have a kid. What do you think? I want to get married. What do you think? This is the lifestyle that I want to live. What do you want to live? Do our goals line up? Do our ideals line up? How are our communication? And you need to get that shit figured the fuck out because you do not have time to waste. You do not. Thinks you were trying to baby trap him? Then he found her out. He cheated on her in retaliation. Her advice is toxic as fuck, so why not her actions? Child support is a gold digger weapon. Well, yeah, that's true. I wonder how much money she's going to get from that. I mean, fuck, bro. Communication big 2025. No, I'd rather have advice from a TikToker. Also very true. But yeah, stating your intentions is a very useful thing for like making relationships like actually work. I wish I knew all this when I was a kid. Unfortunately, my father is fucking terrible at relationships, and he's now on once again, he's getting divorced again right now. So now I think we're at 7 or 8 divorces right now. I did not have a good role model for trying to figure out what a healthy relationship looks like. But I mean, a trial and error, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying.
Is used as a justification for super quick engagements just to have the title of wife, and not because the relationship is good. So as a warning to people who are young, it takes time to get to know someone. Anyone can put up a facade for a few weeks or a few months, but once you hit that 6-month point or that year point, it gets pretty difficult to pretend to be someone else.
Yep.
So you should be waiting for at least that long before a proposal, and longer if you're under 25. This is all important to point out because my first reaction to Landon when I heard about the engagement last year was, this guy is nuts and he's not mentally stable. In the engagement video, Liz describes how they texted a couple times over the past 3 years and finally got together after randomly seeing each other at the airport.
Biggest red flag is when your girl doesn't want you to meet her friends. Bro, that is so bad. Legit, that's so bad. By the way, the first year is easy as shit, but it really depends on the ins and outs of your relationship. If you're living together early on, the first year is more so like the first 4 years. Because for a lot of people, it's like the first year is like you meet up every now and then, you go on dates, you only meet up when things are good. But once you move in, shit gets fucking serious. You got like no space. You're going to have to be together non-fucking stop. And that's where shit gets hard. And if you don't have good communication skills, oh man, it's bad. But let me tell you, as good as year 1 and 2 is from a casual dating perspective, not an intense dating environment, year 7, my God. Year 7 is going to be the year where the crushing reality sets in on whether you fucked up or not. And man, is it so hard when you're 7 years deep into a relationship and you're like, man, I fucking hate this person, but I don't want to leave because I don't want to consider it wasted time. It's so bad. Here's my advice. If you're about 3 years into a relationship and you have a good, maybe you're better at cutting the head off the snake than I am. If you go 3 months straight of just not being happy with your partner, once you're 3 years in, just call it. Just call it, Like, call it. Like, if you're looking for an excuse to do anything with anybody else besides them, like, just fucking call it, bro. Straight up. Get the fuck out of there. Dude, guys, I'm going to say it. Relationships are hard. I guarantee almost every single person here has experienced a breakup if they have dated. It is so difficult. It is. You should know if you want to be with them after a year. Yeah, I agree. Personally, I think 6 months. Yeah, 6 months you should know, right? 6 months you should know. But yeah, oh man, it is actually so difficult. Unironic. It really ain't like the movies, guys. It really ain't like the movies. And the other thing is, and I'm gonna guarantee you of this, if you are a man or if you are a woman and you say they gotta have this, they gotta have that, they gotta do this, they gotta do that, your ass is staying single forever. You're gonna be miserable the rest of your life. You're single for life. And if you're a dude who's like, oh dude, triple J titties, gotta be Asian, gotta love sucking dick, it's not happening, bro. Just stick to hentai. Realistic dating expectations are non-existent in big 2025. They're really just not.
Here's a story of that airport encounter.
All of a sudden, I decided, let me book a trip to Santorini with my friend. We had a flight to Santorini, but there was a stop in Athens because I had booked last minute and all the flights were full. Okay, they're full. So me and my friends, we go to the airport, and mind you guys, I'm wearing a cap that's like up until here. You can barely see, you can see like this of my nose, and I'm wearing a mask, okay? No one could recognize me. I think probably people couldn't even recognize what gender I was. I'm walking in the airport and we stop in Athens. Me and my friends, we quickly go get like some food and stuff. Me and her were sitting and I'm like, I pulled the mask a little bit just to eat my food. This is how much you can see of my face, okay? Like nothing. I'm sitting and all of a sudden I hear Liz. I look up and I'm like, Landon. And guys, I do not know how he recognized me. I do not know how I recognized him. I've never seen this guy in my life, never in real life. I don't know what he looks like, and he definitely didn't look like how he used to look 3 years before. That's the only time I saw his picture. So he's like, yeah, I'm going back to America, but he's like, I forgot my bag where you were sitting. That's why I came back for my bag. And then he starts telling me about why he's there, because he lives in America. Like, what are the odds of us meeting each other in an airport in Athens? What are the odds, guy? Like,
This is probably a chick who believes in destiny. This is a fate person. I know God himself blessed you with this man. I know. It was like, I bet on her daily horoscope. She's probably a Virgo. Yeah, a Virgo. The guy's a Scorpion. Oh my God, Virgos and Scorpios, they go so good together. Yeah, my horoscope told me I was gonna meet the man of my dreams today. Oh my God.
I don't live in Europe. He lives in America. Like, that's crazy. Guys, can you imagine the coincidence here? Look how divinely guided that is.
Liz, this guy is so obviously stalking you. That was immediately my first thought when I heard this story several months ago, and apparently everyone else thought that too. That is a crazy number of random chance events occurring together. They both happen to be traveling on the same day to a random part of the world where neither of them live. They both randomly got connecting flights at the same airport at the same time. He randomly recognizes her despite the fact that she is completely covered. I mean, these are movie levels of unlikely events occurring together. Doctor Strange gives a better chance for the Avengers beating Thanos than the actual odds of Landon seeing Liz on that day by chance. I mean, I am surprised that this wasn't a huge red flag for someone who is a public figure. And if there's one thing I know about women on the internet, it's that they always have stalkers who know an uncomfortable amount of information about them. Probably the biggest privilege of being a male on the internet is that you don't have to deal with this anywhere near to the extent that women do. And the fact that Landon was a Pokemon simp and the painted fingernails makes it even more suspicious. I don't know, maybe she didn't see that he's a stalker because her therapist is a BetterHelp therapist.
I would love to mention that BetterHelp is a paid partner of this video.
I want to say a huge thank you to BetterHelp. BetterHelp.
Jokes aside, Liz, did you even watch this video back after you posted it? Again, I'm not the only one who said this guy sounded like a stalker, and a part of the reason why is stuff like this.
I felt like my whole life was falling apart, and I even uploaded about it. You guys saw me crashing out on my YouTube channel. Even people were commenting like, this girl is losing her mind, this and that, and I truly felt like I was losing my mind.
She's saying this crash out happened after a breakup. Great, so now he knows that you're emotionally vulnerable and single, which makes you the perfect victim to be manipulated. This is why he started mirroring.
Oh, yeah, man. And I mean this on my whole heart. When I announced that I was getting divorced on Twitter, the amount of chicks that slid into my DMs, guys, I shit you not, within the hour, was psychotic. And guys, guess how many of those women had OnlyFans? Man, within the hour was psychotic. No, there's no way these women wanted to slide into your DMs when they know you're a multimillionaire. There's just no way.
All of her beliefs and saying exactly what she wanted to hear when he talked to her at the airport.
And what's even crazier is like he told me like,
that's what's really scary as a successful man on the internet. When a woman knows what you can bring them, it is so hard to know whether they like you for you or if they like you or what they can provide. It's very hard to determine that.
Where he was like, Liz, I think I really manifested you, because he was like, when I used to go through breakups or whatever, I used to tell my best friend, it doesn't matter that I'm going through this breakup because there's still women like the Wizard Liz out there. And he was like, you were literally in my head the ideal woman ever since I saw you online. And guys, for me, the exact thing that I wrote down in the manifestation journal of how I want my husband to be and all these things is literally my fiance, like to a T. Even the thing about emotional intelligence and knowing how to be deep.
You've got to be kidding me, Liz. If a guy says, I manifested you, and you don't see that as a massive red flag, then you are beyond help. Any guy who's into that manifestation bullshit is either gay or trying to manipulate you. Clearly, he is just watching your videos and mirroring back exactly what you want to hear. That's why you said he fits you perfectly. All he had to do was watch your videos, memorize your interest, and pretend to be that person. It's not even that time-consuming to watch everything you've made on YouTube. When I did my first piece of content on you, I was able to watch and timestamp 30 of your videos, which was every YouTube video that you had at the time, in just a couple of days. Imagine what a stalker can do with a couple of years. Though the best part of all of this is that now everyone can clearly see the advice that she gives about men is dog shit.
I need women to understand that men will say they want good women, but good women never get rewarded. It's always like, oh, I want a day one girl. I want a girl that has been there from the beginning. But those women get literally later on cheated on. Why?
That one didn't quite age so well.
Is this because that's not the woman they want? That's the only woman they can get right now. Once they are at a level where they have the money, they want to spend their money on the fantasy woman, on the woman that they actually want. If you feel bad asking a man for anything, then you should think, if a man took out his celebrity crush, do you think that he would just take her out on a coffee date or something simple? No, best believe he would go all out trying to impress his celebrity crush. Why are you anything less?
It seems like that's not the case because
why do you feel like your man has to try to impress you when you don't do the same for him? So let me get this right. So a woman's idea to impress a man is to dress up nice. And so a man has to dress up nice and then take them somewhere expensive where he spends money that he can't afford? Do you not understand how fucked up that mindset is? A man should treat a woman the same way a woman treats a man. You can both get dressed up and then do something that's reasonable. Go for a walk in the park. Climb a mountain. Fuck it, go to the gym. Go swim in the pool. Go to an arcade. The fuck is this bullshit advocating for? He needs to take me somewhere that's going to blow my fucking mind. Brother, I'm sorry. And if you don't need to hear this, this isn't about men. This isn't about women. It's not. But if you think that you're a prize in the relationship because you're hotter than your partner, but you make no money, the breadwinner is the prize because they are the one who's sustaining your life. You got lucky off genetics. Know your role and shut the fuck up. Oh, you're a little bit prettier. Wow, good for you. Congratulations with all that fucking mud on your face. Jesus Christ. What a entitled ass take, bro. What a entitled ass take. And here's the reality. If you are in a relationship and you are thinking that your partner needs to do this for you because you're better than them, because you look hotter, do you really think that relationship's going to work out? you should try very hard to consider yourselves as equals, to where you balance each other's lives out and you make up for each other's flaws. And bro, this woman's logic is the exact reason, you know what? I don't need to get into my past. Holy fuck. It's like I'm having a flashback. Oh my God. What a horrific state of mind. I mean, I've been through this shit myself. I've seen my friends go through this shit myself. I've seen so many people go through this shit. Oh my God. Or like women or men who say, okay, to be fair, I've never heard a man say this. Now, I've done this. I would like to admit, I have done this. But just to show someone how crazy they sounded, I've done this in retaliation. Sex does not control me. I can go the rest of my life without ever having sex. I don't care. I am so good at jerking off. I don't need that. But when partners say, if you don't do this, then we're not having sex tonight, then you say, okay, and then just full stop. Fuck these dumb motherfuckers who do this shit. Just get really good at, dude, I got too good at masturbating. I'm going to be real. Like, I am a master baiter. I am a master baiter. You know what I like? I just like when people are nice to me, and I like cuddling. I do. I'm a big cuddler. I'll be real, I love making out. I do. I think kissing is so romantic. Anyways, this is way too personal. Let's keep going here.
Because he still cheated on you, Liz. And if you don't want to become a single mother by two different men, then maybe you should focus more on the guy's character than whether he took you on a coffee date or not. I mean, from a practical standpoint, do you...
You must be gay? Guys, I've tried. I've literally tried being gay. It did not work out. I've tested it, right? I've tested. I am definitely 1,000,000% not gay. I've tried.
You want your future husband to just be burning cash on random chicks that he's dating for a few months at a time? Or do you want the guy who goes on a coffee date and saves his wealth for his wife and his kids? This is why I say you should avoid women like Liz like the plague. They don't know anything about stable relationships.
Okay, so now we got to talk about this. First of all, yes, I am the big spoon. Obviously, I'm 6'6". Okay, so my best friend, his name was Trevor. Love this fucking guy. Haven't talked to him in a bit, though. He's going through it right now. If you're watching this, by the way, you watch my stream all the time. I appreciate you, bro. It was me and Trevor, and we got back from this anime con with like all these chicks who were cosplaying characters from Homestuck. In Homestuck, they do these things called shipping. And so he was cosplaying Carcat. I was cosplaying Gamzee. And these girls loved how me and Trevor were like always homies, right? Like we were like fucking no matter what, I got your back, you got my back. And we loved each other. Like we spent every fucking day with each other. And they shipped us together. And then we played Spin the Bottle. And, obviously, it was getting pretty fucking crazy, right? But then these girls really wanted me and Trevor to make out in front of them. And it was literally me and Trevor and like 9 other women. So it was pretty fucking insane. And so there was like this OC of like Carcat wearing Gamzee's outfit and Gamzee's wearing Carcat outfit. So we got naked in front of all these chicks and we swapped clothes and we kissed in front of all these women, like screaming and howling. Right? Like they are like ferocious, horny women. And I mean this genuinely. Kissing without sexual attraction, it felt like nothing.
They just know, I want these shoes from Hermes. I swear this chick thinks like a prostitute. To make matters worse, 3 days or so before Liz found out that Landon was trying to cheat on her, they released this relationship Q&A to give marriage advice to her YouTube followers. As if these two tards know anything about that. They haven't even been together for a year, and they weren't even legally married. But during this video, she insists that he wasn't stalking her. So let's hear her rebuttal as well as his side of the story.
And the thing I want to clarify, because a lot of people think that you stalked me.
Which is crazy, by the way. Just got engaged and Liz posted that video. There were some comments that were like, I think this guy is like an upper stalker.
You know what's really fucked up? I actually know a chick who intentionally dated and married her stalker. And her logic was, well, I've always just wanted the guy to be obsessed with me. Fucking so weird. So, fellas, it works. You're in.
Knew where she was going to be.
Are they happy? Surprisingly, yes. Yes. And I'm just like, I will not judge. But man, that is weird as shit.
My friend does not have social media. Like, she doesn't have Instagram, and I never, ever post my location for safety reasons. So no way he could have known I'm in Athens, and especially there.
Oh, you naive child. I'm not going to be specific because I don't feel the need to give internet stalkers any ideas, but you can definitely make this happen with very little information on someone if you have the kind of money that Landon has and if you have some patience. Seeing that you guys talked before, he probably would have enough of your personal info to pull this off. And let this be a warning to all the princess treatment girlies out there. People who are rich can do a lot of crazy and unhinged things with their money. It can get very scary to attach yourself to someone with that much power if they turn out to be a nut job. So maybe—
Oh yeah, dude, the scariest thing I've ever been told. $10,000 is all it takes to make a person disappear. It's fucking horrifying.
consider that more than if he's willing to buy you whatever you want from Gucci or not.
I was just kind of following this path that led me into Ibiza last summer. And I ended up meeting some people that I was going to go to Mykonos with. And the people that I was staying with ended up trying to scam me a couple times. They successfully scammed like $20-something thousand. And whenever I landed in Athens, which is where I was connecting to go to Mykonos, that whole trip got canceled, like that part of it did. And I was like, you know what, time to end my trip, go back to America. I went to go get my bags off the plane so they didn't go to Mykonos without me. And I realized I had left my backpack in a gate in airport security. And so I was like, wait, I really need that. I never lose.
You cannot tell me if a girl was stalking you and obsessed with you, you wouldn't at least have her have a shot. Okay, but here's the thing. I'm not like a sane human being. Obviously, if there was some super hot fucking woman who was stalking me, yes, I would obviously give it a shot. But they would have to be like a perfect 10 out of fucking 10. And I'll be real, like, I mean, that's just weird, you know? And plus, like, I'm a streamer, I'm gonna get stalked regardless. You have to understand, like, for a normal human getting stalked, it's like, that's fucking horrifying. For a streamer getting stalked, it's like, oh, okay, so it's Tuesday? It, like, especially if I'm like hanging out with like my homies, or like if I'm hanging out with my girl, it's like, bro, why are you following me? Why are you following me around Best Buy? Like, what are we doing? Like, why are you asking to come into my car?
Lose this bag. So I went to go get my backpack. I get my bag. I start walking to leave the airport. And as I'm walking, I try to be observant, but I'm like looking around, and then I walked a step and I felt like I entered just like a new dimension, not to sound crazy. And then immediately I sensed that I need to look up right over here, and I look up and I see Liz sitting. She has a hat on. She had like a mask basically covering her face. She was eating food, so like I can't even really see her. She's sitting by her friend, and I thought, oh my God, that's Liz. And I recognized you. I had no idea, like I had never seen you before in person.
And I remember he was like, Liz?
Okay, so his version of the story sounds way more like stalking than what she's—
He was being observant because his ass was looking for her, bro. There ain't no way. There ain't no way, bro.
Said. Some random scammer tries to mess with him. His trip gets canceled, and because of that, he's free. And he forgot his backpack. Well, of course he forgot his backpack because Liz wasn't at the gate she was supposed to be at, so he needed an excuse to walk throughout the airport to go look for her.
But in my head, I like adored you, to be honest. Like every time that you would send me a message, I got just uniquely excited. The first time you ever sent me a voice message, I remember I was in the LA airport trying to fly home to Dallas, and I got a voice message from you, and that like really stuck with me, and I always thought about you in airports for some reason. So
ironically, this idealization statement about airports occurs immediately.
Side note, think before you sleep, you have amazing B-roll. I really like you showing me these really pretty places. I don't know if they're real, but I really like looking at this shit.
Before Liz denies the stalking allegations, and she doesn't connect the dots. And let me point out that Landon also has some sort of tech startup company for VR glasses or whatever. So if anyone is good enough with technology to know how to find out where Liz was flying, it would be Landon.
There was a moment where I was wanting to have more friends that were like-minded, more people in my life that are interested in manifestation and aware of energy.
Oh my God, bro.
And all of this. And so in my head, like Liz was that person, and I wanted to just be friends with you, to be honest. I told you that right away. I was like, hey, I'm trying to be, like, I want to be friends.
Yeah.
I mean, you also just wanted to be friends with that girl from Snapchat that you tried to meet up with.
You're also
Oh man. Brother's a rat, dude. Brother's a rat. Is what it is.
very honest.
Don't worry, in 3 days she'll see the irony of that statement. So Liz and Landon had this conversation after a very unlikely meeting. He says a bunch of nice things that she wants to hear, and since his plans were canceled, she invites him to stay with her in Greece. And then 36 hours into the stay, he says that he loves her.
You know, it's really hard to be vulnerable with anybody, especially if you've been shown time and time again that vulnerability is something that gets you hurt. And so, yeah, intimacy is directly, a necessity of intimacy is vulnerability.
Yeah, he really taught me that. Who said I love you first?
Oh my God. I told this woman that I loved her within 36 hours of knowing her. And I literally told her within 36 hours, I was like, look, this is going to sound like a lot, and I'm sorry because I know it's weird, but I know I'm supposed to marry you. And that's weird as heck, but...
Yeah. I thought you just wanted to be friends. We go from friends to let's get married in less than 2 days. That's a really fast-moving friendship. I mean, at that speed, he could have been married to that Snapchat chick by the time that Liz got back from London. The fact that this wasn't a red flag to Liz means that she really doesn't know anything about relationships. It makes sense why she gives so much terrible advice for how to select partners. It's even worse because she said she was going to therapy. Did she tell her therapist about this? Did she tell anyone about her relationship who could have said, hey, maybe this isn't such a good idea? It looks like she didn't. It looks like she wanted the title of wife so badly that not only did she lie to her audience about being
very weird. Maybe he wants to wear her skin. Yeah, that's got to be it.
married, but also felt like it was okay to rush through any safety measure that would prevent a relationship with an abuser. So after everything went down, Landon went onto his Instagram to say his piece about the cheating event.
Like, I'm not going to come on here and ask for your forgiveness. I'm just going to come on here and ask for understanding, because I made a mistake, but that doesn't mean that I don't love Liz. I love her with my entire heart, and we have a baby on the way. And over the last 10 months, I have done everything I can to give this person all that I can and to make her happy and do all.
Yeah, and you gave that other chick all that you had in your balls too. Yep. And you know what's crazy? You only upset because your ass got caught. How many more times you do that shit, brother?
All of this, and regardless of how much I care, I made a mistake. I love Liz more than I could even put words to, and I've shown her this, and I've tried my best to make her feel safe and happy and protected, and I'm taking accountability regardless. This is not something that I want to promote or make seem like.
Yeah, the problem is when influencers say that they're taking accountability, they're not making excuses. That's because they know they have to say that and that people eat that shit up. Absolutely not. Yeah, I'm gonna be real, man. Travis Scott gave a better apology.
I identify with. This is not who I want to be, and I'm sorry.
Bro was trying to give an apology while trying to look like a Marvel villain. But this relationship wasn't even a year old. You weren't even past the honeymoon phase, and you're already looking for other women. I don't think an apology can be accepted right now. This is who you are. You aren't fit for a relationship. Well, I don't think that Liz is fit for one either. But I guess in this case,
that's crazy, man. I can't believe that a Minecraft Fortnite YouTuber isn't fit for a relationship. That's shocking.
She is the more innocent party. Anyway, everyone thought that this part of the Q&A was funny.
But I would say it's not a great message. It's honestly a toxic message. This thing I've seen people saying of like, oh, you can never trust a man. Like, never trust your husband. Like, he may just cheat on you. You never know. It's like, at the end of the day, the man and the woman have to be trusting each other. It's not a good partnership if the person is going to choose someone else over you. Like, that defeats the whole point. But forgiveness is a big thing. So if you have ever had a trust issue come up, you got to learn how to forgive and work through that. Otherwise, that'll just turn into crippling insecurity that you suffer with.
Depends what the trust issue was. If the person is like texting other people.
Yeah, well, there's different like degrees of severity for sure.
Man, this is like watching a movie where you already know who the killer is. There's so much foreshadowing where Landon
This guy is so funny, it kills me, bro. Holy shit.
tells on himself by accident. Though on a more serious note, I think one of the girls following this had some pretty good advice.
People are idolizing Liz and saying things like, oh my god, she's such a goddess. She seems to have it all. So if a woman like her gets cheated on, it means that I'm probably doomed and I've lost hope in love and men will never be loyal to me. Here is the thing. Idolization is an ego trick. It is a way we try to soothe our own fear, our own imperfections by placing someone else on a pedestal. Because if they seem too perfect, then you would think that perfection is possible. If they fall, we get to give up too. But that is not growth. That is escapism. And the truth here is I don't think that anyone is perfect at all. Not Liz, not your favorite influencer, not your favorite celebrity, not even you.
Yeah, Liz is not a goddess. She was a dumb 22-year-old who got a bunch of plastic surgery because she knows that people care far more about her appearance than they care about whatever advice she's giving.
And there it is! Set that shit frame one, boy! Yes, sir! Been saying that shit for a year!
But for me, these days, it's getting harder and harder for me to relate to the viewer on this because I've been in this business long enough to see that creators are just regular messed up people, just like the people that you know in your personal life, except everyone treats them like they're gods. This is a mistake. Like that girl said, content creators are not perfect. They are just as flawed and messed up as you are, often more messed up because they were crazy enough to think that tons of people would want to hear what they have to say. As for Liz, I think she misrepresents a lot of stuff about herself, and I don't think people should take it lightly when she tells her followers to lie to their significant other so they can fleece them for more money. I think Liz thinks that way for a reason, and as I said in a prior video, I'm pretty certain that Liz was a sex worker.
Hey, I feel no sympathy for either of them. I feel horrible for their kid, though. I feel horrible for the life that child is going to have to walk. That is a fucking shame.
Before she got famous. In fact, sex workers seem to be extremely common in the spoiled girly influencer crowd. More specifically, I think Liz was a sugar baby, and to summarize a prior video on why I think that, I believe this is the case because she had a very weird story about how she met her first boyfriend at 19, and he was a multimillionaire, which probably means that he was 10, 20, 30 years older than her. And she and her sister admitted on a podcast before the engagement to Landon that she was dating guys who were a lot older. The more suspicious part is that she said she didn't really have any access to wealth in her home country, so how would she meet a man who could fly her out to Dubai with that kind of money? Well, a sugar baby website like Seek an Arrangement would make that very simple. If that's not enough evidence, she also said during the Q&A that all of her exes were ugly.
Oh, I love the way you look. Oh my god, guys, for the first time in my life, someone told me that my partner looks good. I'm not used to people telling me that my partner looks good at all, because I really don't go for looks in a partner. That's the least thing I ever have cared about.
She's like,
how noble. How noble. She's such a good person.
Something crazy happened.
The craziest thing ever. Like, somebody just told me that you're handsome.
But
I realized that you're handsome now. I was like,
No, I knew you were handsome, but I always...
I'm sorry, bro. You look so gay. It's insane. I mean, it is like, I like, if there was any other adjective to add to that, I mean, you look turbo gay. Like, brother, you don't look handsome, bro. You look fruity as fuck. Like, bro, you need to relax, dog. You need to relax.
always think that my partners are handsome.
My God, no way. Did brother do the fruity ass lip bite? What the fuck? Bro has zero testosterone in his whole body. Good God. Good God. Bro is as fruity as his fucking underwear. Fruit of the Loom, baby. What the fuck?
Partners are handsome, but no one else thinks that.
She thinks they were attractive because they were buying her $20,000 handbags. After that, Landon says this.
I think this is your first real relationship, to be honest.
But for me, like, the relationship I had before that, I saw as like my first real relationship, because that was the first time I spent every day.
Yeah, we still don't know if he cheated on her with a guy or a girl yet. My money's on a dude, to be honest.
With a man. Our relationship was like really not like how it's supposed to be.
It wasn't
like
really
now
emotionally.
yeah. We were both emotionally very cold, so there was no kissing, there was no like hugging, there was not really nice words. It was more like a best friend type of relationship where you're just hanging out.
That is weird as hell. I'm guessing she didn't want to touch them because
Sexiest man I've ever seen, donut operator.
Wasn't actually interested. She just wanted their money. So yeah, a lot of weird stuff around Liz. I don't think she gets attention from rich men because her energy is vibrating at a high level. I think she gets attention from them.
That being said, I will say, guys, women love pretty boys. They do. Like, they love the twinks, man. They love the fruitsters. They do. And I'll be real, man. Gay men take very good care of themselves. You know, they got the perfectly kept beard, the little mascara, you know, the painted nails. You know, but we don't call that shit handsome. We call that shit pretty. That's why I got pissed off. That ain't handsome, but your ass is pretty. Okay, big difference.
Because she's a sex worker.
Gays for Trump 24. Yes, we do. Yes.
So be careful about idolizing the people
Donut is really sexy, especially because he's a multimillionaire. Yep, true.
you watch online, or be careful about saying that it's all over and all men are evil because of something that happened to an influencer who was being incredibly stupid with how she handled her relationship. Nobody is perfect, everyone is flawed, and the journey of life is trying to make yourself one step better than you were yesterday. Anyway, thanks for watching, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
That video ruined my whole day. That 30-minute video played on 25% increased speed took me an hour and 5 minutes to get through. That was a roller coaster of a react. That really was. That was a fucking roller coaster. I hope you all enjoyed that video. Go subscribe to Think Before You Sleep. Great content creator. We'll be doing a podcast with him very soon. I appreciate you guys. Bye-bye. Like, comment, subscribe.